Hello, everybody, and welcome to a series borrowed from my website. I'm going to start calling it A Day in the Life, because that's what it was called on the website. It's just going to be me talking over some background footage of what I've been playing, showing some more amusement moments. This bit was more just to show I've been playing World of Tanks, and then there's this. Drive-bys like that are maybe not entirely intentional, and then we're just going to jump into me playing a Fractal. I've been playing a bunch of Guild Wars 2, World of Tanks, all that stuff. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm going to be working on an intro and outro, all these things. But and also try to work on talking. That would help too. I'm trying to improve general quality around the channel. Oh right, my internet decided to crap out here. So let me know what you think of this format, because I haven't really done it before. And also, if I misinterpret anything on the screen, it's because I'm looking at it in a tiny little editing window. The problem I was talking about was my lag. Turns out updating Dota 2 in the background, because Steam automatically updates, it doesn't really help when you're trying to do this. Guild's talking in yellow. I'm gonna see if I can get you guys some footage from Rids. No, I didn't try that. So, and now here's the lag I'm talking about. You see how in the bottom left it's flashing the little black outline, but nothing's happening? That's the lag. It's, according to my brother, a weird type of lag too. So this is just gonna be a few minutes of us failing to get up there, or at least me failing to get up there. And here I am expertly standing in the death field. I was seriously debating playing the Benny Hill theme for this, but I don't know where to get that, and I'm not that good at editing yet. Yep, professional. Also, I'm just realizing now that the top of my screen isn't visible. I'll have to fix that. I think this is the attempt where I finally get it. Except he's going to drop the death field right there. So this is, if I remember correctly, scale 62? Or is that 42? I can't read it that small. Using my Ascended staff that I put a ton of effort into. Nope. Wasn't the time I got it. I will be trying to get a intro up, and that's what I've been trying to say this entire time. But talking about the game is too easy. If you have any suggestions down in the comments as to what I could possibly do for it, that would actually be really not interesting, but helpful. Oh. I am just the best at these jumping puzzles, not even. And here I'm acknowledging it. Also, in future videos, you're going to see this character looking very different because I dressed him up for Halloween as High Apothecary Putricide from WoW. And here I finally get it. But with the intro, if you could leave any suggestions as to what I can do, like, I'm trying to... It's going to try to cover the two main things I play the most, which are Overwatch and Guild Wars. And here I'm just switching off of Fresh Air, because I've been using Fresh Air this entire time. And in this Fractal group, we have a guy coming back after a while. complaining that he doesn't have might stacks, which we don't really need. And I'll admit, I kind of jumped the gun here. Gotta not wait for anybody's permission and just destroy the generator over there. Can you stack without a focus? I'm not sure. Maybe with a war horn. But I didn't have a scepter at the time anyways. And having a druid in this fractal was utterly amazing. This is just a elongated fight. Guild Wars 2 is a game I came back to after a while, and why am I in Air Attunement? Why am I in Air Attunement? But it's definitely a great game. It's free to play if you can try it. And it's actually not entirely predatory, which is awesome. So here we're just kind of bursting down Flame Legion Shaman. And I have the bomb on my head, so get away from everybody. I'm thinking I might actually cut this down a bit. 25 minutes is a long time to talk. What else is there to talk about? As for an outro, I'm going to try to link other videos, but I find that most people just kind of scan my video for the first 10 seconds and leave. Which, to all of you still here, thank you. Which, scale 62 fractal is quite long. This is just the first fight. I like to think that my voice isn't quite as annoying as it used to be when I started making videos. And meteor shower is such a risky thing to do, because you have to stand still for the duration of it. And there we go, I'm down. This group was absolutely amazing. And I'm trying to think about it the same way as I would some of my inspirations, talking over clips. I guess I could talk about how Elementalist works. There's a lot of misconception about how Elementalist works in Guild Wars. I was talking with my guild with it, because people were saying that you have to be a concert pianist to play Elementalist, which is how it was designed, but not how it actually plays. Because there's a trait in the fire line that you gain 10% DPS, or damage in general, when you are in Fire Attunement. So, unless you're in unless you're in two specific circumstances, those two being you are healing or you are performing fresh air. Fresh air is another way you can do Elementalist. It revolves around air attunement, air overload, rather than everything in Fire Attunement. You should just stay in Fire Attunement as much as you possibly can, because switching out is... And I shouldn't have just done that. I almost killed that guy. You should stay in Fire Attunement as much as you possibly can. And I'll admit, don't don't use my keybinds as an example. Even I screw them up constantly. Trying to use the Create Greater Elemental and going into Earth Attunement. That's horrific for your DPS, by the way. But first of all, I need to stop saying "but" as an intro to absolutely everything. And I am trying to make time for this, but with school really picking up, it's not as easy as it used to be during the summer. And even during the summer, I was a lazy crap and didn't do it. So, we'll see how consistent I can be, and please get the thank you. That bomb, the head bomb, which was taken out of Sabbatha, if I remember correctly, is one of the most irritating mechanics I've ever seen in Fractals. And I've done my Trin, which cannon rounds are my least favorite things in just about anything. Do I miss the chest here? I think I might have. No, I don't. It's on the way out. I keep stuttering up. Something about recording a video just throws a monkey wrench in talking. It's amazing. The fact that theoretically thousands of people could see it is almost scary. Of course, within the first 5 months, about 3 people will see this one. But that's not too bad. And hey, I just used butt correctly. And here's another segment I was going into it thinking, oh, I'll just put the Benny Hill theme on it. But then I remembered I have Vapor Form, which actually saved me a lot of hassle here. And it's very interesting, because they just change your character model. Your skeleton and such are not actually changed. And here's a bit of a kerfuffle about who uses what. Yeah, I should have gone to the middle one. And I think I might have been lagging a bit here, too. I generally spend about, 5 minutes on that particular segment, that ramp. Old Tom, this is an interesting fight. It's one of the 2 mechanically diverse fights. And why am I in Earth Attunement? Oh, yeah, I'm going to use the Earth Elemental rather than Fire or Air, because Earth will be able to tank a few more hits, because if you've done this boss, and you'll see in a second here, and what we're going to do here is, I don't know this, because I've never done this at this scale before. We're taking these Tears of Dwyn, I think they're called, over to the area where we're actually going to end up using them, because they're used to power that battery, which powers a fan, and if we don't power the fan, poison kills us all. And where things transfer there. But this, now note, I forgot to take off Vapor Form, which is going to hinder my DPS quite a bit here, because normally I have Fire, Signative Fire, which is a precision boost and thus DPS boost. And I'm using the Earth Elemental up there because he can tank a few more hits from, well, I'll show you in a second. And this was a bit risky going for this overload. You can see my health. But in a second here, he's going to go into the spinning. Those don't penetrate things. So, things. They don't penetrate any characters, mobs, friendly mobs, things that they can hit. And that makes the Earth Attunement Earth Elemental extremely useful, because it's quite a nice protection. And I should have been using that secondary skill that pops up and back off, idiot. Oh well, it died anyways. And now I'm just going to resort to standing behind party members, because elementals fall over if you look at them funny. Elementalists, rather. Much less take a poison hit like that. So the mechanic I didn't know about on this fight, because I've always done it at lower scales, is we were using those Tears of Dwyn to power this fan, which in lower scales, you just don't care. You just take all the damage. It's fine. But it's not so easy at 62. And I think we're running out of battery here. So pretty soon one of the party members is going to say, just to burst it down, we're out of Duenas Tears. Because we didn't have the best DPS, and I think I may have contributed. I'm rusty. Yeah, there we go. And then just kill it real quick. I think during that spinning bit, he may have a break bar. Apparently, I don't know. I can't actually tell from here. And here's another segment for the Benny Hill theme. Because it's more jumping. Which is really annoying. And there we go. I finally switched back to the signifier. It gives you 180%. It gives you 180 precision, which I don't know what that translates to in crit chance, but it's got to be 1 or 2%, which saves me a lot of hassle. And did he just go off the... Or did my lag just kick in? And when I first got here, the first time I ever did this fractal, I had no idea where to go, because if you look at my brightness settings, I can't quite see those more holographic platforms all that easily. And I didn't think I was going to make that jump. Here we're just jumping up around. I don't have any background noise on here because I'm sure you all want to hear the sound of my beautifully puberty cracked voice. Also, I think I was watching like jingles or something in the background because I'm trying to get better at World of Tanks, and he's quite an interesting person to watch to learn that. Though I'm pretty sure he wouldn't appreciate being used as a guide. He constantly insults himself and his skill. Getting that vial of powerful blood there was not bad. But here we're gonna... Oh. I think he was either A, knocked off, or he just jumped to save us all the hassle of going back or waiting, because he had the bomb on his head. Which, I find it a bit annoying how long that lasts outside of boss fights. Inside of boss fights, it creates an interesting dynamic. And yeah, I did what I believe to be the right thing and jumped there. And no one's here to res me. Also, I just realized I have the damn fish tank on again. And there's a voice crack. So let's flip that off real quick. To those of you who are still here, thank you. It's nice to have someone actually listening to me and not just, oh, this guy sounds like crap, turn off. Which I imagine is the thought process of most people. When you have less minutes watched than you have views, it's kind of sad. And I don't have many views either. But just gonna keep on trying. I find this fun, and someday I would love to do this instead of a desk job, or in my case, a job in a kitchen. Kitchens aren't fun, in case you haven't heard. Gordon Ramsay is not exactly an exception. He's just popular. And I forgot about this fight until I got here. But memories come back quick. Last time I did this, when I first did this, I was on my Ranger, which I don't think you guys have ever seen. I don't know why I did that. And here, I'm intentionally not using any of my longer cooldown skills. I'm saving them all for as soon as all 4 of them pop up at the end. And it's quite annoying when just normal tab targeting targets the Raving Asura there, because he's fully invulnerable, and it wastes a lot of effort. So we'll see how this goes. Well, I know how this goes. It goes off without a hitch, but it's not too bad. And here comes the 4th individual, and pretty soon all of them are going to pop up at once. I made the mistake of going in, just moving at the same time as him, which I shouldn't have. He was good enough to go elsewhere with the astral form or whatever it is. Okay then, pardon the interruption. Noah had the wonderful timing to call right then and there. So, I don't know why I was in water attunement there. I genuinely don't remember. And if you see here, again, pro tip elementalists, when you use your elemental, your elite elemental, use the skill that pops up after you use it. You see right there on my elite bar, elite skill section, it gives me the availability to do that, and I'm completely squandering that. It's a real waste. And I'm just going to talk over this while I open absolutely nothing out of those chests. For those of you who have stuck with me this far, thank you. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe. If I'm doing something wrong, leave it in the comments with a dislike. I'm perfectly okay with that. And please tell me what I can do for that intro or outro. I am not exactly the most creative-minded, and I might have to seek some help to do so, because I'm not really an animator or anything like that. And I don't have the money to hire someone to do it either. Kind of sucks, actually. As you can see, no ascended chests or anything. And I'm just opening those. That's apparently a very rare drop. The leather breather, or that's a metal breather, isn't it? And luckily I was fortunate enough to get a full return on those chests. Not chests, encryptions. I was in a bit of an argument about what to do there. And this is going to go into a black screen, possibly, or I'm going to have to find more footage. Either way, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.